Bonjour, guten Tag, goedemiddag. Welcome everybody. Welcome to our press event here at IAAPA Expo Europe. A special welcome to Hal and David from IAAPA. And jij, Jacob, of course. Where is he? Susan. Susan, thank you for making this press event possible. Today we want to give you an update on the projects of Europa-Park. Therefore we have no less than 6 speakers and they will share the details with you. First I would like to introduce Michael Mak, managing partner Europa-Park, and together with his brother Thomas and his sister Anne-Katrien, he forms the 8th generation of the family Mak. And more than ever, they have a significant role in all those new projects. And although we're in Paris today, it's a kind of home game for Michael, because since October last year, he's also honorary consul for France in Germany. On the left-hand side, Michael Mak. Michael Kreft. Michael Kreft van Buren, General Manager of Rulantica, and he's involved in the Rulantica project since 1996. That is
quite a while.
23 years already. And we have 4 more speakers in the room. Chip Cleary, Senior Consultant of Rulantica. Tobias Mundinger, Head of Animation, Brands, Licensing, Mac Media. Then we have Torsten Keubelen, responsible for all the sales and marketing activities of Mac Rides. And very welcome Jan Maarten de Raad. He is our partner in our newest project, Snorri Touren. He is the CEO of Eurovision. And finally, I want to introduce to you a very special colleague. He lives on a mystical island somewhere in the Nordic region, and he's the main character of Rulantica. He is already on the... Right, I have him here, it's Snorri. And people meet Snorri. Snorri is the main character of Rulantica. And the name Snorri is...
That's not Snorri, that's But they looking quite the same, aren't they?
The name Snorri, by the way, is not coincidental. Everybody knows the name of Homer. Homerus in Dutch. Homer en français, the man who gave us the Greek mythology. Snorri is our humble tribute to a man called Snorri Sturluson, meaning the son of Sturla. He lived in the 12th century, somewhere in Iceland, and he has written down important parts of the Nordic mythology. And at that time he didn't know it, but he was very inspirational for Europa-Park. And in the next 45 minutes, 30 minutes, you will learn about the stories of Snorri Sturluson. My name is Henk Groene, and I will be your guide for the next 35 minutes. First question is for Michael Mak. Last week, your uncle Jurgen and his wife Mauritia received for Europa-Park the 6th Golden Ticket Award in America. Congratulations again. And after 5 awards, was it still a surprise?
Tout d'abord, bienvenue ici à Paris. Merci pour être venu si nombreux sur notre conférence de presse. And now I'm going to switch to English. Thank you very much for coming so so many people to our press conference. Getting back to your questions, of course it's always a pleasure to win this prestigious award. surprised in a certain way that we won it so many times in a row. We do feel that we have a beautiful product, but it's always nice to get the honorably recognition, especially from the United States.
Europa-Park summer season isn't over yet. The park closes the 3rd of November. How's the season till now? And perhaps you can elaborate on the reopening of Scandinavia.
It was a very emotional year. I think one of very few we had in the past 40 years, because as you were mentioning, the incident which we had last year with the huge fire hit us emotionally very strong, especially my dad, who used to build up the whole area with his father. So it was an emotional, difficult year, and we are more than happy now to reopen the Scandinavian area. It looks beautiful, the people are loving it. Of course, you can't get back the memories you had on the old area, but I think we did a great job together with our team at Max Solutions, and the people appreciate it, and now everybody, of course, waits of the reopening of Batavia and the new water park, Rulantica.
Talking about Rulantica, before we give an update on this project, please have a look at our newest trailer. Thank you. I hope the video gave you some refreshments here. Michael, Rulantica is the biggest single expansion since the opening of the park in 1975. Why did you decide to build a second gate, a water park?
That's a good question. No, it was initially the dream of my father, which dating back like I think 25, 30 years, as you've been mentioning, to have a second experience in Roost. And as you know, Roost is not the center of the world, so we try to attract, of course, people to stay longer overnight. So we had a strategy of investing more and more in our hotel and destinations where you can stay overnight. We have 1.4 overnight stays at the moment in the average. And of course we try to expand the overnight stays at Europa-Park. We just opened our new used Hotel Kronasach, which is going extremely well. So we see that there is a need in Germany for, and also in France and Switzerland, for staycation, for people staying like a small vacation in the area. And so it gives us the chance to have a second entry to keep the people longer in the area. And that's what we're aiming for and hoping that we will succeed by end of November opening the water park.
You heard it, end of November.
28th of November, 11 o'clock to be precise.
A question for you. What were the challenges or the criteria constructing a water park for Europa-Park?
Yeah, number one, the expectation of our customers are very high, and to achieve that goal we had to partner up with a nice team, and I like to mention some who helped us really developing this product. First, I want to thank a dear friend, which is Chip Cleary, and he will talk to you a little later on, and he really helped us when he shared all his experience in developing and operating theme parks and making contacts to very good partners. And then second, I want to mention Jeff Havlik. Jeff, every day I like more the concept you develop, because the beauty of it becomes obvious every day a little bit more. Jeff, many thanks to you and the committed team of PJAV helping us. And then, of course, such a park needs slides, attractions. In Europa-Park we have mug rides. We have outstanding attractions for mug rides in our park, and we love it. But in the water park we needed something on that very high quality level. Of course, it's hard to bring American or Canadian slides to Europe, but Rick and Jeff from ProSlide, they helped us a lot. They partnered up with a very nice guy from Germany, Rainer Braun. He was here as well from Aqua Arena, and these guys made it happen together with us. They helped us, and they delivered slides of a very high quality, and we think these will be the attractions which will amaze our customers, and these will be the attractions which are offering big fun for all families coming to Rulantica. So we overcame the challenges in a strong team, this team of Europa-Park, and I have to mention Max Solutions as the designer who took all the master plan ideas and made it even brighter and nicer. And what you see here is an outstanding product, a little part of magic, hot stuff coming to Europa-Park. Unfortunately, a little too hot for this room, but maybe it's also the air conditioning.
I think if I just can interfere quickly to your say, I think the special way for Europa-Park, which has been done a million times in American parks, was really that we tried not to make a second Europa-Park gate, then to invent our own fantasy history together with Snorri. You've been mentioning it, and I would just like to thank the municipality of Rust and Ringsheim, our neighbor municipalities, who really helped us to make this dream come true. And all the municipalities, you're not so familiar with it. In France it's la Préfecture, or in Germany it's a Landrat, I don't know how to say in English, but all the governors regionally who helped us to make this dream come true. It's really important, it means a lot that we developed this water park together with the people of Rust and Ringsheim, and to have the first time a park which is a different name, which is quite a hard fight in the family, to call it Rulantica, to really separate the brands. And of course you mentioned a lot of people, but I'd like to mention also the guys from Media, who did an extremely good job with the book of Snorri, which will come out in October. And of course also Chris Lange in person, who headed up at the time Max Solutions. So I think it's a great team effort, and it was a hard, long way, but we're all happy when we hopefully can open in November 29th then, I guess.
8.
Next
By the way, you can buy tickets online. From 9 o'clock this morning, our ticket sales is on.
Next question is for Chip Cleary. Chip, a man with a lot of personal experience, not only operating, but also constructing a theme park. Chip, you have seen quite a lot of water parks. Why will Rulantica differ from other water parks?
I think I'm going to feedback here, so let me just move over here for a second. Hello, everybody. I think the whole first secret sauce is the Mock family. 6.5 years ago, the Mock family called me up, said, "What are you doing? Do you want to come over for 6 months?" It's turned into 6.5 years, but the Mock family made a commitment to do something different. And everything you see in this project is different. It is a very, very story-driven project. This is the first step of many chapters. The park this is not going to be it. What you're going to see is phase 1. And I think that the big difference after the Mock family is that from the second you walk in, you're totally immersed in a different world. You're in an old fish factory that Bubba Swen, one of our characters, used to store his magical things. And you're going to, after you leave the lobby, go into locker rooms that don't exactly look like normal locker rooms. They're not hospital tile, white, beautiful things. They're old factory locker rooms with the old lockers from the workers. And so all in all, you're going to really be in an immersive area, and then you're going to walk out into, I think what Michael was thanking Jeff Havlick for, kind of an optical illusion this building creates because it has an oculus where you come out. So I think you're really, 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 from the moment you walk in here, have a wow moment. Whatever language you use wow in, it's going to be a wow moment.
Thank you. Now we were just looking at a resemblance. Yeah.
I'll be autographing after you can $19.
Chip, by the way, I have another question for you.
Yes.
What's the difference constructing a theme park in Europe versus America?
Ooh, I think there's 2 levels to that question. I would qualify it to Germany. In Germany, fiberglass is not an approved building material. And so you have to start every time you do something with fiberglass all the way back to the origins of fiberglass and prove to the government, and Rainer Braun here was very involved in that. It takes about 2 years to get a water slide permit for a big custom water slide in that range. And so the difference, there's a lot of time difference. There's a lot of cultural differences. We have a different locker room system here that's kind of unique, whereas in the United States you have the traditional men's locker room and ladies' locker room, but we have co-ed cabins where you can just go into a cabin and change and then use that. And there is definitely in here much more. I have been to many water parks around the world and indoor water parks, and there is some really good themed outdoor water parks. Disney has a couple, Universal has a beautiful new one, some others, Siam Park is really beautiful. But this is, as an indoor water park, this is in a world of its own. It's really a different category. So I'm not even sure there's a name for what we did yet, but there will be on November.
Yes, there's a name, and it's Rulantica.
There you go, 28.
Thank you, Chip. Kronasar is Europa-Park. For you. Kronasar, our 6th themed hotel, is themed as a natural history museum with a temporary exhibition on Rulantica. And Kronasar opened this year in May. Michael, what are the findings after almost 4 months?
Well, the findings are that we have a high occupancy rate. We were afraid in the beginning that other hotels might drop, but so far so good. We can really say that we achieved nearly 100% occupancy over all the hotels in the summertime, which is a huge hit for the family. I think it's a beautiful hotel. We are having some issues with connecting it to the main park. At the moment we're taking coaches, but we're working on a direct link from Rulantica to Europa-Park, so we are working, without telling too much secrets, but I want to keep the pressure high on Mark Rides. We are working with Mark Rides on a system which is hopefully delivering like the guests via monorail from the hotel to the park. But it's a beautiful hotel. I think it is nice that it connects to the story of Rulantica. The Kronasar is our museum hotel where the ACE is really having all the artifacts and all the things they collected from their journey. So it fits in great to the theme, and it's the first step. And if you do the first step, it's a long way to go. So we still have our homework to do, but the people are loving it. And here you can see a picture of Baba Sven, which is so far the biggest restaurant in the hotel complex at Europa-Park, which can be used from the hotel guests, but also from the water park guests going home in the evening.
The next question is for Tobias Moeniger. We already talked about the Nordic mythology as an inspiration, and I think it's not only an inspiration for the designers of MAC Solutions, but also for MAC Media. How and where can people experience the story of Rulantica?
So first of all, like Michael already said, when the Mac family decided to build a water park, they really decided to not only build a Europa-Park water park, they really go for an own integrated story world. And together with the team of Mac Media, Mac Solutions, and many other people, we really decided to create a fantasy fictive world which will become our brand, which is Rulantica. So Rulantica, the old theming and all the characters belongs to a greater story world, and we will really say we're not only investing into the Europa-Park water park Rulantica and Roost, but also in the story world and the brand with which we can do a lot of other things. And we really work together with the best character designers and authors to really create a world which is really amazing. And like we make fun of Snorri, that was a big inspiration for it, but actually it's a great character which already people really fall in love with. And you know, creating a story really gives us new opportunities, and we also used that already for marketing for the water park. So we created a musical called Rulantica, the musical, to really bring the story to the people. So they know the story, the characters, and if they come to Europa-Park, to Rulantica, and experience the water park, they really can dive into this world. So it was a great marketing opportunity for us to create the story, to use it for other medias. And a big thing we are doing to really bring the story home to the people and make the brand big, we will publish a novel series about the story of Rulantica, which will be released end of the year in October on the German Book Fair, together with Koppenrad Verlag, which is one of Germany's biggest publishers. So Rulantica will not only be present in Roost, it will also be present in all bookstores, and we hope we can come to a lot of homes that people at home already can experience the story and then come to Europa-Park and have the live experience. So Rulantica is really something which not only plays in Roost in the future, we want to really spread it into the world and even into different countries. And one cornerstone is the Rulantica novel series.
Thank you. During the rebuilding of the Scandinavian area, Michael, you surprised us with a dark ride below Scandinavia. And Snorri will give his name to this dark ride. And what's the idea behind a new attraction like Snorri Touren?
Well, actually, my grandfather has always the idea to put something underneath the Norwegian area, so we always had space underneath the area of Norway. But over the years, a lot of people put their stuff in there, merchandising and all the others. So it was full, and we never could actually do a ride down there. So we're going back to the roots. We never thought of that we would develop a character, a Norwegian character, for an attraction. I'm happy that we can partner up again with Mark Wright, who is like one of the leading, if not the leading manufacturer of dark rides. And we have a wonderful wagon. You can see it at our booth here at the trade show. And of course, together with Mark Wright, who will talk a little bit later about his company, what he did at the attraction. So we think it just makes the whole story around that we can introduce our new character Snorri to the normal guests in the park. As you can see by the design of the whole Scandinavian area, we got like inspiration from Rulantica, so you can see actually in the buildings Rulantica, and you can experience Snorri at Europa-Park, so you don't even have to go to the water park if you are in Europa-Park. And So you can have a similar experience without the water, Norwegian area, and we're quite happy that we fulfill Granddaddy's dream to have a dark ride underneath the Norwegian area.
Michael, I was told that it's just a promotion for the water park, and now it's an independent feature.
When will it open, by the way?
For sure, it will open in December. We try to have a pre-opening phase in October. We don't tell exactly when, but we're looking forward that we can hopefully open. I heard this morning that they're going to be test ride next week, so we hope to open it in the vacation time of October.
And Mack Rides, Mack Solutions, and Mack Animations are partners in this project, together with an external partner. The external partner is Eurovision. And the question for Jan Maarten de Raad: what is the contribution of Eurovision to this dark ride, and how was and is the cooperation with the different companies?
Okay, we are not going with the slides, but it doesn't really matter, I think. Yeah, we were very proud to be a part of this project and also to be involved in it at the start. That's always important. So already in the concept, we worked together with Chris and Mack Solutions to develop it really into a dark ride, a storytelling ride, which is very well used for this purpose. And dark rides are very good in that. We did the vehicle design, which we are very proud of. And yeah, the story is very cute, I think, with Snorri collecting all his stuff, which later goes to the museum in the hotel. And he started his tour operation. And that is his idea, to sell the tours to Rulantica with the boat. And well, I think it's a perfect integration of all special effects, media, from Mack Media, of course, the ride system. It all fits perfectly together, and we are very proud to be a part of this project. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, there was a little mixed up with the slides, but now we're coming to Mack Rides. The supplier of the ride system, Torsten Keubelen. You personally, you made the system. Can you tell more about the ride system, and are there new techniques implemented?
So, thank you first. First, I didn't do the ride system by myself, so that was my company. It's always for Mack Rides, even if somebody don't believe it, it's always a nice opportunity and always a challenge to do a project with Europa-Park, as this was. Snorri Touren is certainly not the biggest ride Mack Rides have built in the last couple of years, but it's also a new ride for us because it's very media-based attractions, and this brought Mack Rides to the idea to partner also with Mack Media and other suppliers in the market to come up with a new brand called Attraktionen rides. And Snorri Touren is the first we're going to introduce at the show floor, together with 3 other concepts. So this is something, a new line for Mack Rides called Attraktionen rides for future media-based attractions. So, but back to Snorri Touren. So it's, the creative intent was to have a track-guided ride. So we decided to go for a more than less state-of-the-art drive system, which is track-guided, not so fancy like having the trackless system, which certainly gives you the onboard power all the time and really minimize the maintenance efforts you have to do for the ride. So the ride itself was also redeveloped. The whole frame is only aluminum with no weldings to minimize also the maintenance efforts. And we run with different speeds. But really the new thing we implement here was a kind of is a track switch towards the end of the ride, where we divide the vehicle into 2 media domes. And by doing that, having 2 media domes, we can really ensure a long experience time of 25 seconds for each vehicle. And while you experience that full immersive media content in the dome, you're also sitting on a motion or on a motion device which moves the vehicle in several directions and introduce even more experience to the overall ride.
We have it as a video.
Yeah, we can certainly take a look to that video now. So the system runs with 11 trains, offering about 500 capacity per hour. So what you see now is the animation of this special area. So the vehicle goes on a turntable. It rotates either minus or plus 90 degrees. Then the show door opens, and the vehicles, the 4 guests will be getting into a full immersive dome, sitting on a motion platform. So the film will be 25 seconds, that's shorter here shown. So, and that's how the system works, to divide the vehicles in 2 domes, allowing this longer playtime.
I see 4 persons in each carriage.
Yes, 4 persons, and the rear seats are elevated so that all passengers have a good view. And the group leper. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Michael, heute 17. Deutsch nicht. It's 17th of September.
Yes, that's right.
Rulantica opens in 71 days.
Perfect, yes.
Will it be open on time? And
Of
what
course.
are the challenges?
One of the challenges you all manage today in Rulantica, it will be really warm, like here. So we have the plan to heat up this room and to give you the real Rulantica feeling inside here. No, just kidding. So we, as Mr. Mark said, we already started to sell the tickets together with our hotel. We already sold more than 25,000 tickets, and they are all paid, Chaka, and that helps with the budget. And the day tickets, we just started selling the tickets this week, so this is moving along nicely as well. We did some testing. Rainer already slided down the rocket slide, so all went good. The TUV is happy with what we do. We just have to finish some theming details. And Rick, I think when on Sunday, Rick and I, we walked the site, we saw everything moving along nice and smoothly. So we are more than happy. Rulantica will come. Rulantica is great, it's outstanding, and I love that product, and it's exactly my thing, and we are ready to operate it. The team is there. We have the team together, all the people you need, and I think we are ready for the customers. There's a video. Okay, let's show. Obviously, that's some days ago. That's where the money goes. Testing the tornado wave. So as you see, we are located in a very wonderful nature environment, and with the glass windows we have the perfect view into that area. And it was pretty amazing to see Chris and Jeff looking at this, and I think it's always what designers are really keen on, to see what will happen with their ideas and plans, and how did the construction people mess it up. Hey boys, I'm very happy to say it is great. It is great stuff, and it's hard to deliver the story here, and I think you all have to come and see it on site, and that is delivering the whole thing, and you have to feel it. It's great.
Thank you. Scandinavia is back. We're going back into the park. Scandinavia is back, and the Pirates are also coming back. Can you give an update on the rebuilding of the dark ride?
I try to be quicker because it's boiling hot in here. So it's going well. Batavia is coming back. It's coming back next summer. We already shot an introduction movie, which is online in the Netherlands. It's going to be a little bit integrated in our story world of the ACE, together with Mr. Robbermont, one of the founding fathers of the Pirates, or the ACE. So you can see the designs right on full blast. We just had last week our midterm party for the construction site. The animatronics are all ordered, mostly in the US. I think the fans will love that fact, that a lot of them are going to be built in the United States. And we're looking really, really forward to open in next summer, but more to come online and more to come. New videos going to be online, and now we're going to all focus on Rulantica, and after that we're lucky to get the Pirates back next summer.
Okay, looking forward. We talked about MAC Solutions, MAC Media, MAC Rights, MAC Animation, but you founded also a company for entertainment. Can you tell more about Blue Banana?
Well, very quickly, we are happy to announce Dramatica this year again, bigger and I would say better than it used to be. We're also working together with a Dutch company, Leisure Expert Group, former colleagues of Jan Martin from Laura Vision. So we're happy that the October season is a strong season. The Oktoberfest is on since last week, a very German thing, but also fully booked out. And we're happy to announce that we're going to play the Paddington Ice Show in London, Hyde Park, starting this November. For the first time, Europa-Park really goes out of roost to put on an ice show. We're curious about that, how that will go, because our really first experience outside Germany in London on the Hyde Park. I'm happy that Mans will join me in December to see the show. She promised me, so we're very nervous about that because it's really the first time we're going outside Roost, and And I don't know if I already can announce it, but I'd like to just that you wave your hand quickly. Holger Tappe is with us, our CEO for Mac Animation, formerly Ambient Entertainment, and there's more to come. We're about to release a new animated full-featured film. You can now second guess which movie it is. But most I will also be in production of a new full-featured animation movie for 2021, maybe something like that. So again, thank you very much. It's been warm. Thanks for being as patient to listen to all our new stuff. I have one story which I kind of like. Who wants it? We'll back there. Oh. So have a good drink show and thank you, IAAPA, for hosting.